Vanderpump Rules, we're back, and it feels like it's like the old time again, which as a fan I'm so excited for. So tell us, what can we expect from this season?
Well, you're right. It does feel like the old days, absolutely, because I think last year, I was saying earlier, it felt kind of stiffer.
Yeah.
But I think we were so inhibited by COVID restrictions and all the things that went along with it, and the business was slow and life's coming back. But I think with this group, there's always so many complications because they're such good friends and they spend all their time with each other. And this time, I think the season, the problems are different. It's not about, oh, you did this or you did that. There were really serious problems. You know, talking about divorce and splitting assets and, you know, just the whole situation with Lala and her, you know, the father of her child, Randall. And then I just really felt for them, you know, and they were starting their own business, and that was incredibly problematic. I don't think they realized quite what they got into. So there was a lot of those stories, but they were all real stories. And the good thing about this, you know, why I've always really liked producing this show is because it's not premeditated. It's not like, oh, you go after this one or you do that. It's just a very even-handed game where everybody has an opinion. It's not ever about, you know, one person, you know, how some of the other shows can be when they just target one person. It's a really, this is all, they're all in it together and they all have different opinions and they don't care about sharing them, you know, they're very open.
I love how you just put that, and like you said, it's deep this season. How did you support Tom and Katie while they were getting a divorce?
Well, I love them both, and you know, I officiated their wedding. I even wrote their wedding vows, for goodness sake, so I couldn't have been more invested. But I understand, you know, if it's broken, there's really very little somebody else can do to fix it. So I can mentor them on so many different levels, but you never really know what goes on inside a relationship. So if they're calling it a day, I felt bad for Schwartzy, because I'm very close to Schwartzy. I love Casey too, but you know, Schwartzy was struggling with family problems and his father and business and financial things, and it all seemed a little bit much at some point, you know. But I think what people feel with this show is almost like when you turn on a show like Friends or Cheers. You step into the kind of forum of Vanderpump Rules and you know the characters and you've seen them go through so many things, and the cast ostensibly, apart from a couple we've lost along the way, has stayed the same. And I think people are very interested in their characters and you know, what's next for them. And it's a very cohesive group. I really, you know, it's a wonderful group of young people, but yeah, they get it wrong as often as they get it right.
I love that. And you did bring up, you know, this show is different from the other shows, but I will say a lot of fans want you back on Beverly Hills so badly. Would that ever be in the cards for you, Lisa? Because people want you back.
I'm just so busy. I'm like developing and designing 2 new restaurants with my partner, Nick Elaine, now. I'm kind of doing what we've always done. You know, I've got the 5 restaurants, I've got 2 in Vegas. So I'm so busy. I've always said I'll never say never. But it was just such an unpleasant situation for me. It's hard to know whether you'd ever really want to jump back into something that really hurt you. You know, and I love doing reality television and I love producing it, but I don't like being called a liar and being, you know, like slurs. So I don't know. I know they say come back all the time, but I think they know because it's the same production company how busy I am. I never say never.
Never say never. You gotta just say that. Were you surprised that Lisa Rinna left?
No. I said earlier, my ear's very close to the ground, so no.